This is my walkabout, talkabout for the week between Christmas and New Year's. I'm bundled up, the scarf and gloves. Don't have my beanie, because I don't want to mess up my hair. I have to do some real estate stuff later, but I want to talk about that. Right now, today, I am within 6 days of ending my 36-year career in real estate. I will no longer be a Colorado realtor. I've had licenses since 1988, starting in California, Tehachapi, California. Pretty much continuous. There's been about 10 years that I wasn't actively doing real estate. Since I've worked for builders a lot, because my background being that my dad was a general contractor, and I literally started with Coldwell Banker in 1988 in Tehachapi, California, specializing in vacant land deals. And my dad was the general contractor, and we did land home packages. So I would find the land for his clients, show him the property, get it in escrow, and we did quite a few of those. And then I wanted out of California, so I was single, loaded up my 1986 CJ7 Renegade and my tent trailer. I had an Apache hard-sided tent trailer at the time. Now, I'd had motorhomes prior to this, but I had gone very mobile, and I had at the time she would have been 4-year-old Siberian Husky Boo Bear. From there I went straight to Denver, Colorado. I stayed with some friends for a few months. Ended up buying a house in Golden, Colorado, right near the Coors Brewery. I sold the house in Golden 4 years later. Bought a brand new Gulfstream Conquest 33-foot Class C with a tag axle, and moved into it in the Fruta RV park, and then continued to live in that for like 5 years. I have full-time RV 3 different times in my life, and it's kind of funny because being into real estate, there's always that draw to own housing, to buy another house, and every time I do, I just want to be back on the road. So I don't have the dogs today because this was spur of the moment. So I actually came down to wrap up real estate. I've got to turn in lock boxes. I've got to pull signs. I've got one listing left that I haven't sold. I've got 6 days to sell it, but probably won't happen. So I ended up moving to Arizona, ending up in Payson, and selling new homes there. And then got back to Colorado finally in 2000. I don't care who you are. That's just cool. So along the river, the geese are all... It's amazing they're still around, but we're technically a mild winter so far during the recession. Because in 2008, it hit Colorado, western Colorado, and the oil shale industry and housing went... Here's what I'm facing right now. So 36 years in real estate. I'm in my 60s. Last year I lost my mom. 20 years ago to the day, almost of my mom dying, I lost my dad. So I am basically an orphan. So it's about me. It's me time to do what I want to do. And real estate is not it anymore. I had some really good years. So in 2016, I went to work for Metro Brokers in Grand Junction. Went out on my own, 2019, summer of 2019. Did really good. We all know what happened in 2020. And I'm stuck at home selling real estate with people going online to look at their own stuff and then calling an agent. And at the time when we started COVID shutdown, I had like 8 listings on my own all around the town I live in and the next couple towns. One on the other side of the Grand Mesa in Cedar Edge, and I think I had one up in Rifle. I had 8 listings. It was really good that I did. As a single broker that works on my own, I don't have anybody else in the office. I'm an independent broker. And so I did real well because people were sitting at home. A lot of people were getting extra money because they couldn't work. And anyways, people were sitting at home qualifying for houses, buying houses basically online, except they'd finally call the agent because you had to pretty much deal with the agent that had the listing. if the house that was up for sale, and I know we probably all, if you tried to buy anything during COVID, the sellers would have to leave the house. About 2 hours later, you could come into the house with your client. Everybody had gloves on, booties on or shoes off, but I think we still had booties. I know I had booties in every listing by the door. You must wear these. Lysol spray in one hand or some kind of antiseptic, and then we'd walk in the door. Of course, the sellers would be gone. The clients, the buyers, would walk into the middle of the room, stand there, and I would go around and I'd open cabinets, I would open bathroom doors. They couldn't touch anything. They literally had to just walk in the house and stand there and just look. But it was a lucrative year, and to fast forward to the end, I sold every one of those listings. Well, I think one actually closed in 2021, like March of 2021. But all those, and of course I was getting more. People were putting houses on the market because they're like, well, we could maybe buy something, let's sell ours. So it was very lucrative 2020, 2021. I just gone through 2 years of my worst 2 years in real estate, volume-wise. I have the listings, but the interest rates are up. And so, you know, stuff's not selling. People can't qualify. I've been working with new buyers the last 2 years, basically 3 couples, and not one of those are in a house yet. They can't afford the payment. You know, obviously it's coming down and all that, but I just am burned out. In July, also, there was some new rules coming out that we now either represent sellers or buyers. Sellers paid the commission out of the proceeds. Well, that all changed. And I'm not saying I'm not up for change, but I've been in this since 1988, when everything's digital now. But we would go to a weekly MLS meeting on Tuesday mornings. We would be given a paper book, printed out landscape, but I'm not kidding, the book was anywhere from, I mean, during the summer it could actually be like 1.5 inches thick, but most of the time it was about a good inch thick, divided by vacant land, commercial, houses in this area, houses in that area, and then in the back was the recent sales and the pendings, just like we do everything online now. But this was all printed format, and we got those every single week. And then that went into the shredder every single week, you know. But that's how long I've been in real estate, way before the digital stuff. So, and I'm open for change. I've been through a lot of changes. Going digital was the big one for anybody that's been in it since the 80s or longer, because it started going digital real quickly. I actually got my first computer in 91. Big old desk, Micron thing. I mean, thing weighed a ton. Big old boxy monitor and the printer and all that. You know, I think of what I paid for all that back then, and now, you know, my current iPad does more than that one did, and faster. Obviously, a lot of changes in being a real estate agent over the years in the states I've been in, and it's just time. It's like, after losing both my parents and being an orphan, I'm married. I've always been very independent. I met John when I was not quite 40, I think 38. And, you know, I was, at that point, I'd been single in my adult life more than I'd been married. But I'd been married 5 years prior to that, in my early 30s, late 20s, early 30s. So I'd been single a long time. I've lived in RVs 3 different times, 3 different states. I've lived in a dry cabin for 8 years. That was with John, though. But, yeah, I've just been very independent, and so anyways, it's me time. I'm not worried about my mom and is she having any more strokes. My dad's long gone, and after he left, his last words were to me were, "Take care of your mom," and I took that to heart, and I was the child there for her. And I'm not saying my brother in Idaho didn't do anything. He's older than me. He's had a family. At the time, his oldest girl was 16 when my dad died, just started driving, and the youngest one was 6, or not even 6, like 5.5. But so I took care of my mom. In 2018, I finally got her talked into selling her house, and I'm glad we did. From that point on, she spent part of her year in Colorado with me, with my brother in Idaho, eastern Idaho, and then traveling. I took her on trips. My brother took her on trips. My mom was raised in Manhattan Beach, California. There was a lot of family things to go to, reunions, unfortunately funerals, some weddings. So yeah, we just all took care of Mom. I'm just ready to do something besides work all the time from a job that ties me to Grand Junction area. Because when you sell real estate and you got listings, your clients don't want you all over the country going to Arizona and Montana and Alaska like we do. Just they want you in town. Oh, you're going on another trip? I'm ready to do a job that I can take on the road with me. I'm not ready to quit working for the near future. I love to work and I love to make money. So I'm transitioning, and in 6 days I will no longer be an active real estate agent. Sit here for a second. So I'm going to do, that's a prettier view though. Let's sit this way, because there's the Colorado River. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, and just, I'm applying. I did a resume for the first time in many years, and I got it online with, Flex Jobs, remote.com, Indeed, all these. Everything's digital now. So got my resume out there. I want to do some kind of copywriting. I've looked into becoming a RV technician or inspector, right up my alley. I renovate RVs. I know a lot about all the mechanical systems. I fix things myself. When I got Lil Ruby, the burners wouldn't light, and here I have a trailer from 1961 that I'm not sure anybody had even used the stove. Anyways, I went and got a new propane tank and checked the lines, make sure nothing was leaking, and went in and flicked the lighter and lit her up. Lit up the burner number 1. Tried the oven, didn't blow up, didn't blow Lil Ruby or me up. But I could do that, and I've thought about it. If I was 10 years younger, that wouldn't even be a question. I'd already have probably become one in the last couple of years, because I've been fed up with real estate since 2022 and looking for something else. In the meantime, of course, because of COVID and all that and gig work, I have done deliveries. I've done personal shopping, and I actually am still active with a couple of those. So I just spent the holiday season pulling orders at a major grocery store for the holidays, and so that was lucrative, but that ended. I'm done with that as of today, doing it just for them, but I've still got the apps. Instacart, Shipped. I never did the food deliveries. I only did groceries, and mostly just pulling the orders, but I have done deliveries. So I'm gonna kind of do that right now, because I could do that even if I went to Arizona. I could Instacart, I guess. I've never done it out of state, but I've only done it in Grand Junction, but I've never done it on a trip. But that's totally something I could do. I'm going to be doing some gig work. I'm trying to become a remote worker online, something I can take on the road with me so that I can travel more. Winter was my free time as a realtor, and I got to thinking, well, now that frees up summers, because summers I kind of had to stick around Colorado. But yeah, I'm just going to do me and try to find a job that I can do on the road. I mean, I know it's doable. Nomads do it. And I'm not a nomad. I own a house. But I want to travel more and not be tied down to Grand Junction when I am here. My husband is a couple years younger than me, and he's still very much involved in his career of taxidermy and building a business. So he's nowhere near retiring, and neither am I. My New Year's goal is to find a remote job that's very lucrative. But in the meantime, I'm going to be doing some of this personal shopping. I'm kind of going to do that. There's like 3 stores. They're not big chains here in Grand Junction, and I did very well with working vacations for them over the summer. One is a kind of just a meat market / grocery store for restaurant supplies. You've got Sam's here. Do not have Costco, but Sam's was good for me to do. That did involve deliveries. The other one didn't. And then just PetSmart, Petco, in those all the time. Lowe's and Home Depot. And that was staying out of the grocery chains. Now, for the holidays, I was working for Kroger. I drive my truck, and then I also have a Ford Expedition that I usually use for if I was going to do deliveries. But like I've picked up water heaters for Lowe's before, from Lowe's for delivery. All kinds of stuff. The truck has a tonneau cover, but I can definitely fold it up. So, I'm going to do that for a while and just see where this goes with 2025. And yeah, so I'm excited. I don't feel sad at all. In fact, I'm ready. Like I said, this has been 2 years in the making. So there's one last look at the Colorado River. Before I shut this off, get in the truck, I just want to say bye and Happy New Year in a few days. I'll see you again before that, but Walkabout Talk About will probably be back the day after the 2nd of January. I'm trying to do once a week, trying to record it on a Thursday, post Friday or Saturday. So this is episode number 2. Okay, take care, and again, bye.